Yeah, after the way we closed yesterday and just the very bearish nature, I was kind of expecting that continuation. Actually, just closed out of my. I didn't actually take a continuation short. Just closed out of my longs and letting it ride. But we have that trend line on NQ. Oh, one of my alerts just went off. On the daily on NQ, like way below. So I think that's in play for sure. Down at, let me see. Dude, none of my stuff is loading. 22,723-ish. Got these lows at 22,814, and yeah, 22,590. There's like these daily lows. Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty deep cut, but it's also like it's that line's only been tested twice, so I think it's definitely in play. For those of you on YouTube, I don't know if you guys can hear Soul and the dog, but they are coaches in the Discord. I might have to fix that as well. They're probably like, who the heck is this guy talking to? I'm streaming everywhere, bro. I'm all over the freaking place. Huh? Yeah. I think just lower. I mean, mm. You said your target is 930. You looking at a retest of this wick from the 16th, or what was your? I see that big meat chunk of a node there.
he thought he had a chance of like getting out. Um, they just stayed flat at the highs. It was the worst possible situation
Just
for
like
him.
Meta.
Yeah, just like Meta, and they basically burned him, so he lost 250,000, I believe, or more. It was like 280K.
Painful.
Damn. All right. Discord can be heard on YouTube, I'm pretty sure. So
Oh,
we're live
welcome,
everywhere.
welcome. Hello, YouTube folk. I've heard of y'all, your legends.
A few of them out
Now
there.
we get to actually see you. Yeah, I forget. I think like a lot of streamers in general now are co-streaming. So like I know Twitch streamers are doing it on Kick as well. Which honestly, like, why not for us to start streaming on Kick too?
It's just a lot of work to set everything up, bro, and like monitor it. Like I need to actually like. I just added another screen. You can't see it, but like I have a portable monitor. I just got a dock, so everything instead of being plugged into every port, my Mac is plugged into my dock now, and I just one cable into my Mac, and then yeah, it's just a lot of work, bro. Like it is what it is. I could see. I mean, we're coming up on 9:30. I could see us come for these lows here at the bottom of this same node, literally just the same node that you're looking at, this 814.
Okay.
Just because of those prior lows there. But there is a little. Do a little trend line. Yeah, there is like a trend line that basically goes to right where we are as well. But
I think I think it could happen. I don't think it'll happen in the morning here.
Yeah, I think my plan is because I mean I feel like this is a huge 4 hour bar into this level. I'm just gonna like take profit and just be hands off. To be honest, I'm not gonna do anything else. I think I'm just gonna TP and be done because it's 400 point trade isn't bad just for a settlement, so it's not bad at all. Just gonna stick to my plan there, to be honest.
I like it.
Even though this
Am
4 hours.
screen up for everyone else? Picasso says he can't see it.
I can see your chart just fine.
I see it on the Discord stream, yeah. It's in there. It's in there like
That's
swimwear.
Picasso's problem.
I see your chart just fine. It's right there. Yeah, this is a huge bar, like a huge 4 hours. So I think eventually we're gonna traverse this. It's just a matter of how. And I mean, I'm sure if I just kept holding my short, I'd probably make more money eventually. But I'm just gonna stick to my plan on my TP here because I already preset it
Whoa.
overnight. There's my
Oh, there it
alert.
is, right there.
Yep. So it's about to tap it, and I might just.
Is that your alert sound, bro?
Oh, did you hear that? My bad.
Yeah.
Sounds like the X-Files or something.
Sound
Dude, that's
was
a trading view alert. You
OD.
guys
It
heard
was like
that?
bing dong.
I just buzzes on my phone.
Dude, I don't know how you guys heard that though. What the hell?
It was loud, bro.
Because all your computer audio comes through.
Wait, what? All of it?
Yeah, we heard everything.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Everything.
Those hidden tabs you've got. Yeah, we can hear that too, brother. I hear
There's
that.
35.
Oh no. That's not good, guys. I gotta be more aware of that.
Can you guys hear these jams? I took extra
No, we
time
can't hear
making
it.
sure that
No.
my Spotify, well, you guys can't hear it, but I think they can hear it on YouTube.
And Robinhood
got-
got whacked too.
You gotta figure out how to get it on Discord too, if it's possible. I know it's probably a lot of work, so don't even bother. I'm
I
just
miss the
being stupid.
soundboard so much.
Did they get rid of it?
No, it just you can't do it while streaming. You can do it in like voice chat, like
Mm.
voice channels.
I
You
get
just
it.
can't do it while on stream.
if I actually take time to set up everything, I definitely could figure it out. I just literally take the least amount of time setting all this streaming crap up every day.
It's a lot of work, to be honest. Like, people don't even realize it. But it is an insane amount of work.
Bro, even just making this dumbass overlay, I was like, oh, I got to make an overlay. Because you just, can't stream without an overlay. I was like, oh. Yeah, I was making an overlay, and then I'm streaming Instagram, so I had to make a vertical overlay, and then get all the sources lined up.
People don't realize, man. It's a lot of work.
So we're coming for
Wait,
these
full
lows
reversal on
now.
Microsoft's gap up.
Yeah, so we're kind of
Yeah.
cutting through here really hard, by the way. I TP'd, but I'm definitely not gonna sit going along here. I mean, I say definitely. I'm not gonna play anything else, but because it might keep going here, I
Yeah.
can see it like cutting pretty deep. But I'm just gonna like sit here and wait, see what happens next.
I want to see if this.
Around this area.
I might try along at 814, but to be honest, I do think this trend line could just. How big is the daily?
Fixes in the 20s now.
Increased volatility. So if we go for these lows from the 15th, that'd be a 500-point day. Definitely not impossible.
Yeah,
Come for
there's
the
a
trend
lot
line.
of size on this 4 hour, dude. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's a
it
big
could
one.
go for that 22,500 really, but even today, I mean, with this 8 hours, crazy. It's a crazy 8 hour. Smoke City. Looks over 20.
There's almost 1,000 points from yesterday.
I know, dude.
Dude, just imagine holding that short.
Yes,
so-
imagine.
I sold at the POC and I never got back in that trade yesterday, which is kind of unfortunate.
Dang. What's up, Discord people?
Yes,
YouTube people. We gotta get all the YouTube squad in here. We got SMK, Kirthana, Dallin, Quad, SK Procure, Subramanian, Parvathy, and Muthukumar. Welcome back.
maybe VIX does go 22, so
I think so. I think it's gonna go there, dude.
Yeah.
This is like the problem is though, like with this kind of day, it's like a huge imbalanced candle. So I just don't know if it's gonna keep going in one straight shot or pull back up a little and then go down. But overall, this should keep going. It definitely should. I mean, it's just a huge red bar.
yeah, it's like almost the magnitude of yesterday. So I think Forrest is probably right that it does get down to the lower 800s. I think crackpot theory that it has a bigger magnitude than yesterday is going to pan out within the next 30 minutes here, probably.
I agree. It's looking very egregious. Cutting through this node here.
We'll have to see what puts what it did as well. I'm sure.
Yep. I need to know if you got puts yesterday right at open or overnight and held to today, would you have made $1 million?
Let's see.
I don't think so.
Even yesterday, how many points?
Make myself a handy link for this.
Million.
Say you went with like 63 30 1 DTEs. How much were they at
63.30 puts?
Yeah, from yesterday morning. Then you held them today, so they're 100 points in the money. I'm trying to think of what
Uh,
you realistically would have gotten.
wow. So at the low yesterday, they were $5. They're 86 right now.
86? No, they should be over 100 now.
That expired today, August 1st.
Yeah, because they're
Six-
100 points in the money now, so they should be at least
6330s.
6330 SPX expiring 8/1. I'm sure they went. SPX was 6420 at the, or 6420 at the highs yesterday, right at open.
Unless my data is off, what is possible? I've been making a
We
lot of
check
changes
Weeble
to
here.
four spot.
Let's just say you're just banking on a full reversal yesterday, and you got 1DTs and then just held them. Let's
Up to
see.
97.
330. That's weird. Yeah, okay, it's 97, so it is just all intrinsic now.
Yeah.
98, 97. Let's see.
So it's not crazy. I mean, it's like a 20x, which I say is not crazy, but for $5. Let's see if we went a little higher, 6335s.
They were, let's see. If you bought them at 131 at
6300s.
no, if you bought them in the morning at yesterday, let's see, the lowest was, okay, yeah, it was just under 4 to 100. Yeah, 25 ish, 25x, 2025.
What's 3 and a 70?
Listen to
Let's
YouTube. I
see.
can't see the video here again. I'm gonna restart my stream. You want to try yours, Soul? Your screen share?
No. Yours is fine.
I don't know. Zolani and then
Your
are saying they
picture's
can't
fine,
see it.
dude. I don't know what people are talking about.
I can't see.
814 coming up, folks. We've got, these are just prior day lows, not prior days, but lows from previous days. Not obviously yesterday's low is taken off. See if they grab that. Also just traversing this node here. So this confluence with those lows on this node is all it is.
Very close to your target. Came towards 865. So we're starting to see a little bit of reaction getting closer to your target there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely could have held for more juice because I just had a bracket on this at 935. I think to your 816 target. But, you know, that's how these things go. Thing is, like with sell-offs like these, they really do carry some crazy, like deep cutting, liquidation type momentum. You know, it's actually nasty how far they can cut.
Yeah.
Especially because this is a day where I think people get like really caught up into fishing for the bottom without a signal candle, and then the candles get really big really fast. Like, I mean, if you try longing any price here and you're wrong without a stop loss on, you're down like 50 points instantly.
Yeah.
If not more. So
I do think though that we probably are going to be closing in on the lower end for today, just because like the total magnitude's getting up there.
for today, I mean, I agree. I think so I'm sitting on the 8-hour chart. I'm trying to think like what actually makes sense here though. The thing is, this should go lower overall. Like, let me go to the ES chart here. ES has a naked POC, by the way, at 62.22. I don't know if you guys see that. On the 1-hour chart.
62.22.
Yeah, it's just sticking out there from someday. There is a POC there at 62.22. That's a really far cut, but
I
These
see it.
candles are so big. By the way, these candles, like I don't think we're gonna go straight down in a clean way, but I think what really they're foreshadowing is more of a momentum down. I think what will happen is like, okay, we close these 1 hours and 4 hours and 8 hours really red. We go a little bit lower and then we wick up. And then we start retesting the red bars, like half of it or whatever, 60, 70% of it. I think that's probably what I could see W Dog if that's what you're thinking more of, more or less
Yeah.
for today. Yeah. Um Yeah, I want to be super careful grabbing a long first. Like, so it's so interesting because I think today should prove the point I was telling everybody yesterday, like in the chat. I was saying, guys, I refuse to take a long until I get a signal candle to go long, and this is why. Like I was saying, I literally refuse to go long because one, I was short, and also it just made more sense to hold short at the time. But also, there's no reason to like guess the price it's gonna bounce where you guys were guessing, which was like 23, 22, 23 250s or whatever it was. And at the time, we had a huge daily candle, POC very close to the lows. Just go short and hold, guys. It's free money. It really is free money. I know, Forrest, you said you didn't take it because you know what's like, Forrest, you can't like swing long on one account and go short on another, right? Like that's illegal.
On the same ticker, correct. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't strangle or straddle futures.
So this is something I was actually thinking about
What
because
would the point even be?
I find what like Force is doing really interesting because I think it actually makes sense to just keep holding your long on and not even touch it like on the time frame you're thinking about it on, which is probably the monthly, right, or weekly.
Uh, even so, I mean, I took my swing off like around, what was it? I put my stop at 23.1. My swing long, but yeah, I mean, for a swing, technically, like I could just hold it. You know, it really just depends on how much you want to min max. But really for like, in my opinion, for like upside to fail, we need this trend line to break here at 22 like 600 ish. But yeah, I mean, you definitely could on like let's say like the 8 hours, like an intermediate time frame on like the 8 hour, 12 hour, like there definitely was like a short signal. So it really just comes down to like, what do you want to do? It's like, do you want to just stick to the super high time frames and like, you know, swing over like months or go lower? It's something that I'm even debating because when I do the math, bro, I was like, if I would have just taken my entire account, and I do mean the entire thing, and longed like 10 in Q,
Yeah, yep.
I would have made
It's the
more money
ultimate
than I
trade.
would have made right now.
Yeah.
So
It's a play on math, really. That's what it is. Because over time, all your decisions come down to 50-50 chance. Most people, I think, will have like a 50% win rate.
yeah,
So if that's the case, and you already know that ahead of the time, and you see an opportunity like the Trump tariff dump, that's one trade. That's one decision you have to make, which is just enter long and hold for however long you want to hold for. That's literally one decision.
that's what I'm
So if
saying,
you think
dude.
about it, you had 50-50 chance. You know you're right when you enter and it keeps going up. Just keep holding, you know?
And I think that's a million. What is it? 200 times 5. Yeah, that's 10 in Q is a million off of the, and that's longing the close. I'm not even saying longing the bottom. That's longing the close of the weekly, like actually, on the close of the signal. What made $1 million
Yep.
bucks? 10 in Q, one trade,
Yep.
guys, one trade. So it's something that I question like a lot. It's like, because I'm a good trader, like straight up. I'm a good trader, but I'm just like, fuck, like I'm leaving a lot of money on the table, and
Yeah.
I could have just taken one trade. It would have taken a long time. So, those are questions worth asking as we continue to develop as traders. But I'll tell you guys, I've made $1 million bucks since Trump tariff lows. Done pretty well, but
Yep.
I've made $1 million.
And I think so. This is this goes to like I think philosophy a bit for trading. One thing I was thinking about is like, okay, if you do want to, like, you can slap that trade on, and then if you still want to, if you get a good reason for like, I think on the daily time frame to go short, um, I think it's legal to trade like a micros position. So you could always literally just like, okay, this daily candle comes in, and then you just match your delta. You know, you just go one on
Yeah.
one, and then you trade the daily here in a vacuum for the daily because a daily could cut like 1,000 points, and you know that. Once you get a daily short signal, it could literally cut like 1 or 2,000 points in a day, historically speaking. So you just do that. You know, you just get the delta 101. But like, it's like, do you even have to do that? Not really. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just about, are you okay holding, giving back unrealized profit? Because it's just
Well, here's
unrealized
the
profit.
here's the
It's
other
just
thing though. If you still have, and this is why I said the whole account, if you still have margin available to be able to day trade, why not just add it to your long at the you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? So that million turns into
yeah,
like 1.3. So that's
that's a fair point.
I know. I think about it literally all the time, bro. I literally walk around and I think about it. And I'm just like, maybe I should just swing trade. I don't know. But
Speaking
the,
of which, margin rates are jacked right now.
I mean, I have a large enough account to like,
And I'm just
with
saying
good,
for people day trading right now.
oh yeah.
Oh, there it is, Forrest. Reversal right there.
The other thing too is like so we know the indices are inherent, and this is why, like, my take, by the way, I think that like the indices are inherently asymmetric products. There's a lot of other products you can trade, but they range, they're kind of weird. You know, the S&P and Nasdaq are just going to keep going up over time.
Exactly.
That's like a huge like benefit to trading the futures or indices in general, because when you're long, you're skewed on the upside like crazy already. The moment you enter long, you don't even, a lot of you guys don't even realize this, you're already in a favorable position, like for the indices at least, even when the market's going down, because there's a much higher chance, assuming you could like sustain the drawdown, like I don't know, let's say you entered the top of today, right? It's a terrible entry, but that's the thing. Eventually, the market actually may come back and get past your entry if you could sustain the drawdown. There's a very high probability of it, right? Unless everything's going to shit and we're hitting the Great Depression, right? That's the other side of it. The Great Depression did send, I believe, the Great Depression sent the market
It's like
down 90%,
90%.
and it
Yeah.
stayed. Yeah, it was down 90%, and it stayed there for a long time.
Yeah, but
So that's
even
like the
that is
one side
like
of it.
the crazy, and I'm sure no one survived this, but the craziest thing about that is that if you had enough capital, you still would have went break even and then green. You know,
That's true. Like,
because
when you really think about it, uh, that's what Warren Buffett did effectively, right? But he did it on everything for the most part. But you know, if you actually think about who the richest trader is or like investor, it is Warren Buffett, right? He is the guy who's made the most amount of money from investing.
right.
And I think as a trader, you can kind of apply those investing philosophies. It's just maybe a shorter time frame at times, right? But it doesn't have to be like by the minute or even by the day. It could be by the 6 month, by a year.
I think the
It's
keys
not like
there
futures
are
decay that much.
there's more money to be made on longer time frames. It's like a principle that I would almost rubber stamp on a wall. I think I don't even think, I know for a fact a lot of traders debate that. Like, there's people who say, oh, scalping, like, but I'm profitable as a scalper, I'm profitable on the 5 or 15, but it's like you will not outperform somebody who trades with trend on a higher time frame.
Yep.
It's just you can't make that many decisions correctly. And like you said, like the market goes up. So by going long on the indices, like I'm just repeating your point basically, but like, yeah, there is edge there. Like, dude, I remember I was on the MFF stream and there's a trader came on, and no hate to her guys or anything like that, but like she was like, I make more money shorting. And I'm just like, she was a newer trader, and I'm just like, that's not gonna last, like maybe in this like cycle or something, but like it doesn't even make sense. Like, just go long. I think I asked her, I was like, why don't you just go long and hold it? Like, just go long. This makes way more sense. It just makes so much more sense. So we just swept those lows, getting a little bottom wick here. Came down to like
VIX is almost 22.
800 tap right there.
That was W Dog's fixed target and Forrest's NQ target, approaching very close to each other at the same time.
It's magic.
Yeah, imagine. Yep. How does that happen? Ooh, 70-point bounce immediately off 800. Whoa.
Ooh. Look at that, dude. That was
Very nice.
hot. I should have just put a 50 NQ long right there, dude. Even just for a first touch.
If only a prop firm would allow it and actually pay it out, then it definitely happened.
Dude, that'd be nuts. Can you imagine?
Yeah, that would be insane, yeah.
They would go bankrupt immediately.
Yeah, they would. There'd be like 5 different traders that would do that. Like, and you already know they would lose everything instantly. They'd go in the negative. Oh man, it's funny. So we also, real quick, we did get the 8-hour close. So very big and balanced 8-hour and 4-hour. So we balanced here. We're probably gonna retest like at least half of that low value, which is also half the 4-hour bar. Something like that is what I would think.
And just put it back at the open.
Push back all the way to the open, you think?
Wouldn't that retest basically put us back at the open, or are we talking about just Actually, no. Sorry.
Wait, what was the opening price? Let me go to the 15.
3,100 ish, right about there.
Oh yeah, I mean it'd actually be pretty close considering, yeah, like yeah. Which it could, by the way. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean the POC and volume is all the way up there. Now, if we pin low, that's gonna be so. Actually, this is the interesting segue to this. Tradeovate, I found out just like randomly yesterday, that the volume nodes on it, they tend to fill out faster. I don't know what it is about Tradeovate. Or actually, I do know. It's tick data, right? So you'll actually see injections on the volume profile build up real time, and then sometimes it like swipes your entire screen, and you know that's the POC. But then on TradingView, when you look at it, it's still like a flat block. It doesn't really look like it, which is interesting. So, but if we got like some pinning activity, I'd be concerned for lower. Otherwise, we could actually mean revert all the way back up to POC,
Yeah.
which is 23,098. By the way, it's way up there. So it's definitely on the cards to get up there today. If we, again, I what I really want to see, I think Forrest and W Dog want to see this too, is like a fat bottom wick with volume. That's going to be your best signal to hold along for higher. If we don't get that with volume, it's still going to be hard to justify holding longs for today for higher.
Yeah.
It might just come back lower through it.
Not to mention, remember, guys, in a downtrend and aggressive selling, you do get big bottom wicks. So we need like an up candle bottom wick with volume. But if we get another small bodied candle with a long bottom wick, it's going to get retested and it's going to downfill. Very similar to what it did yesterday, by the way.
Yeah, actually, perfect example yesterday. Very clean example on those candles. That 1 hour actually that hit at like 11 a.m. So a lot of us actually covered our shorts there, which at the time made sense too, by the way, to cover your short there and then go long, and it did bounce off like what was that 490, right? And then it came all the way back through it. That candle didn't have higher volume, interestingly enough. So you can kind of see why it does it the way it does it there. And also, I think really more than the 1 hour, like this is another thing as traders, you guys have to learn through your career. the hires will always control the narrative. So even the 1 hour, it's a higher, but you gotta be self-aware that the 2 and the 4 hour, particularly the 4 hour, is still shaping. We call it closing out. So like whenever you look at the 4 hour and it says this bar has 50 minutes left to close, you have to subconsciously like think about that, because if the 1 hour is printing along, but the 4 hour still has an hour left to close, and it's like a huge red filled out, bearish candle, you got to start weighing the two together and see what makes sense. So I knew like yesterday, just based off 4 hour, that if this closes bearish, it's just gonna keep ripping, which is why I was like, all right, I'm not longing really at all until I get a signal candle, and so that's why very nice bounce here, by the way, off your 800 target. It's about 100 points so far.
Yes, sir. I may have took a little something, something.
I hope you did. I was
Not 50,
also taking.
but took 5. I am watching though. This literally, guys. I know if you're zoomed in, it looks like a massive bounce, but literally everything we just said a minute ago. Like,
Yeah.
this can 100% just be a first touch reaction and then continue lower. So we still have that trend line. At least, let's see. This is the bottom of a node, so there's a bit of confluence here, but the trend line is another 220 points lower. So
Yeah, I think people are gonna get. So guys, keep in mind the VIX is 21 today. So these
Actually, it's
first
under
touches.
21 now.
Sorry, W Dog.
Actually, it's under 21 now.
It's under 21, but regardless, it's up enough to where first touches can get 100. It might. I mean, let me measure what is 200 points off this low here. Yeah, I mean 200-point first touches and then continue lower. So if this candle doesn't have volume on it, you could get a fat green that's like 180 points, and then you buy the top of that candle because you think it's a bullish candle, doesn't have volume on it, and it comes all the way through it later. Comes all the way back down through it. So
it's gonna
that's
come
something
down
you guys need to keep.
fast too, guys.
Yeah.
So just
Something you guys need to be very, very self-aware about in this area.
yeah.
15 minutes gonna close here. I think I will lean on at least one continuation 15 bar here. Actually, ES's POC shifted down.
Which time frame?
A lot of volume building of the lows here.
Yeah. So check this VAL. We wanna get away from the VAL, guys. Right? So like as value builds here, this is literally like literally yesterday did the same thing, right? You had a node, it was kind of around the VAL or below the VAL, price was sticking to it. You start to see that happen. It's not good for upside continuation. So we really need to see this thing move away from this like level. Like it needs to like bounce, and whether it goes fast or if it just keeps grinding up, if it starts to like range at the lows, that's a bad sign for a V recovery. Oh. Chilling right now, though. I'll tell you that.
It's a very good level.
Hey, team, late to the chat. Top Step shitting the bed? No idea. Anybody trading Top Step? They doing all right today?
Is either down or something else?
Someone on YouTube.
Oh, I trade top. I'm trading Top Step fine. No issues.
Today's wild movement. The range is high. Yeah. Remember, guys, today was the day tariffs hit as well. So timing is funny like that.
Yeah.
So what's the change in the tariffs?
I don't know, dude.
Man,
He's
no.
tariffing somebody, and I'm sure he'll reverse it at the end of the month and buy calls. You know,
He's gonna reverse it the moment the trend line taps.
bro.
Dude. It'd be so stupid, but you know that's exactly how it's gonna work.
I'm pretty
And it's not
sure.
because he knows there's a trend line there. That's just how these things work.
I'm pretty sure half of his policy is just his cronies yo, say this, I need to buy puts. And they're just like it was pretty egregious like a few months ago with like all of his reversals or whatever. I'm like, there's no way they're not just inside trading this. Like, I don't know. I don't see any way in my mind where there isn't like a group chat and they're like, hey guys, I'm about to tweet. Get ready.
Yeah.
Like
Dude, you know Barron made like 50 million off the crypto scams. His
bro.
son, Trump's son.
And we're over here working hard, bro. Ain't that messed up?
I know, dude. I was having this conversation with one of my family members. Like, what is going on? How are these people just printing 50 million out of thin air?
Bro.
And everyone's okay with it. Like, everyone's okay with them just getting scammed.
They're not even okay with it, bro. The people who like I would say worship him, not even support. Supporting someone's one thing. There's people who worship him who like consider it their job to like defend that. They're like, hey, he deserved it. Those people deserve to get scammed. That's America. So weird, bro. So
It's
freaking
really
weird,
weird.
bro.
It's so weird.
By the way, I have to eat my words because they had said that if you had longed Wednesday, July 16th, that it wouldn't get retested, and you could just hold all summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eat my words. Here would.
I mean, it's pretty close.
Worked for 2 weeks.
To be honest, though, I mean, yeah, based off what you said, you were wrong, but I don't think that. Like, I'm still until we crack this trend line. It's my line in the sand, and I've stuck by it. Until we crack this trend line, I'm still uptrend bias until 24.5.
And yeah, I just bought some more shares, but you know.
Now I 1000% could be wrong, and this could be the beginning of like the Q3, Q4
Reversal.
rotation lower. But I'm gonna stick to my rules for now, and this trend line hasn't been invalidated yet, so we'll see.
My biggest thing is like, and I know this is a ridiculously high time frame. People are gonna think I'm crazy, but like, I don't see how the 6 month would, because like we have this huge hammer bottom wick on it with volume increase, and if it works like any other time frame, I mean, I could see them retesting the bottom wick of it, which is like 21K, but I think
Yeah.
overall, like it wants to go higher, and this just kind of ties back into the concept of the indices want to go higher, like it's what it's gonna do eventually, like no matter what.
Let's talk
unless we're
about
hitting another Great Depression.
let's talk about why. So I think we probably haven't talked enough about that. So the entire U.S. economic engine and policy is geared towards that outcome. Think about it culturally. When home prices go down, it's seen as bad. When stocks are coming off, it's seen as bad. Okay, we don't have this like culture of like, oh, Apple's cheap. Now's the time that your average Joe could get in, right? That's not what you hear on TV. Like everyone's freaking out, like, oh no, economy's in shambles. Instead of talking about it as a good thing or an opportunity for your average American, right? So policy and culture are designed to make these things go higher, right? Infinite growth is like the sole like goal, right? You can't just have $1 billion company. You got to be 1 billion, and then 1 billion and 1, and then 1 billion and 2, and then 1 billion and 4. Otherwise, it's bad. So, just want y'all to keep that in mind about why the indices go higher. Not to mention, they keep printing more money every year. Inflation is a part of why stock prices go up 100%, and more people get born, right? So, we generally have more people existing. They spend money. So, even like your crappiest business is going to have a larger customer base and more people spending their dollars, right? All other things equal, which they're not, but whatever. So there's a lot of reasons why the market's going to just keep going up. But it almost most definitely will.
Yeah, completely agreed. Forrest has a very good technical insight on it. I agree with that.
I'm just making shit up, dude. I don't know. I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. Or am I?
Now you're confusing me, and I'm too stupid to know.
I
Oh
think
my god, tell him about when I stuck through ChatGPT yesterday.
Huh? Oh, dude, what did you do? Oh yeah.
He sent me something and I've stuck it through ChatGPT and I said, make this sound stupider. And it spits out the exact same thing.
what?
Dude, okay,
So-
so I was typing to W Dog, like he was asking me a question about the charts, and I was like responding to him, okay, and then he takes what I said, he copy pastes all of it to ChatGPT,
Mhm.
okay, and he says, make this sound more idiotic. For some reason, he does that, and then ChatGPT spits out a response. Hey, I'm going to make it deliberately dumber sounding version of your message. Using clunky grammar, overly casual phrasing, and scattered thoughts for comedic effect. And it was the same message. It didn't change anything.
That's
What does that mean,
hilarious.
Forrest?
Just insulted you the long way, dude.
Yeah, dude. Just straight up told me I'm dumb. I felt so personally attacked. I want to end it all.
That's pretty funny, dude.
Yep. WW likes to bully me. That's his specialty.
Because you bully me.
I was thinking about this too, going back to the conversation of just buying longs. Because we were talking about like doing a fund or something. I was like, if I start a fund, like, screw trading, dude. Literally, what does Warren Buffett do? Warren Buffett is the best example of a fund. He just buys stuff, dude. It's so stupid. It's like the point was right there all along. And it just took me 8 years to get there. I don't
Because
know.
you thought it was too much of a boomer mentality.
I know, but that boomer is rich as hell.
I feel like meeting each other too, and like we all talk about this so much that we kind of like are forced to think about it, you know,
Yeah.
in a way that it's like being surrounded by the right traders, like the right people that parrot the same ideology really helps, because maybe you're still not like fully bought into it, but then you start thinking about it more than you would have otherwise. And I think like I've always kind of known this, even when I first started trading, by the way, like I literally would just like play only longs.
Yeah.
And like my reasoning wasn't even good, but that's how I made a lot of money when I started. Like I would literally just buy the dip. And you know what my reasoning was? I shit you
dip?
not. It was in the back of my head, Warren Buffett. Be greedy when others are fearful. So whenever we made a new low in the market, I'd buy the dip. Just like I didn't even know what options were. Like I didn't even understand like how they worked. I would just buy whatever looked cheap on whatever equity I was on, and it would just immediately start making money every time. Even though like a lot of those times it came back and like eventually went lower, and that's when you started learning about downtrends and whatnot.
Yeah.
But like there were so many times where I just buy the dip, and it was like 10 seconds later I'm up 100% ROI, just like because I bought a new low on options, bro. Like what, you know? Before I even knew anything like about the strategy, Friday low, Friday high, like why it does that, just naturally wanting to be long biased and buy the dip on new lows, especially. I think like long term, if you can afford it, that's the biggest thing. And we talked about this too, Forrest, is like it's all about having the capital. But I feel like it's hard to convince other people that you're not just insane and that there's actual merit to what you want to do here. Because like, let's say you raised $1 billion, you would have to be like the Michael Burry, but on the long side. You'd have to be like, I'm gonna
Raising
long this
money
guy.
is actually incredibly easy. I can convince
Yeah.
people to give me money. I mean, that's the thing that I tell people, because like I run a business, and like I straight up have had multiple, not like hundreds, but I probably had at least 10 people offer to give me money. What I'm very careful of, just because I dealt with this when I was really heavy in the real estate world, is like every dollar that you make has strings attached, right? So like you look at two people making $1 million a year, right? Like it's not the same, right? $1 million is not $1 million. So that's really what I'm weary of, is like, someone gives me 50 million, are they gonna, be in my ass every day, or are they gonna let me work? So
Yeah.
I just know from experience, like, it's just not worth the headache. Like, you're probably like, well, that's crazy. It's like, bro, it's just like, I've made enough money to just already, like, not a gazillionaire, but I've made enough money in life to know that, like, sleeping at night is just way more important than making another 100K, like,
True. I agree completely.
it just really is. Or a million or
Unless you
10
can
million
like
or,
write a contract that somebody agrees to, where it's like, dude, you're not allowed to contact me until this trade's over, and you're not allowed to even look. But that'd be hard to sign somebody into.
yeah, you need, if we do a fund or something like that, like, I'm gonna go to sophisticated, like, people who have so much money to where, like, if they gave me 5 million, like, they're not sweating it. But I would never want to take like someone's like last 5 million, because they're gonna be like,
Yeah.
how's it looking today? How's it looking today? I saw you lost 60K today. Are you good? I'm like, all right, take your money back, bro.
Like, you don't want somebody that's gonna make you start thinking about the trade. And that's the
Yeah,
one thing I hate too. Like, I just hate, and this is why I don't look at, like, by the way, trading content anymore, or anything related to the market. I don't like to think about the market. I don't. I like to be in a trade, and I don't like to think about what the trade is doing until one of my alerts hit. That's it.
yeah,
It's just people don't realize how annoying it is, especially like, I mean, I don't trade $1 million sizing, but like, you know, it still affects you mentally. Even if you trade 5 NQ for your own personal account, if people are constantly asking you questions about every single move that can exist, all the wicks and all that, it's like, dude, I don't want to think about it, because the moment you think about it, you start to create outcomes. And the moment you create outcomes, you're taking brain power away from just not doing that. So,
yeah. Wow, look at that,
100 almost.
dude.
yeah. I feel like holding till POC at this point is the play.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be a big printer.
I mean, I'm just holding this long, bro.
Yeah.
Just cooking.
This is a beautiful,
I'm not doing
beautiful
anything
trade.
else today
Also,
after I close this.
the 15-minute also did give a higher volume hammer bottom signal off of that 800 level. So you could have entered there as well, off like 900, and you'd be up almost 100 points right now.
Nice.
So a lot of good stuff here today. Somebody asked me a question the other day, and W Dog and Forrest, you can kind of elaborate after I mention it here if you want to. But
Sure.
they asked about where are the order of operations, and so I'll kind of tell you how I look at trading order of operations, at least on the candlestick perspective, which is you have your higher time frames, which always come before the lower time frames, right? So, for example, if we get a daily signal, I'm going to weigh that the most in the order of operations for what is going to occur within the next day, even though the 1 hour might print a candle, or 2 hour might print a candle. The second thing I look at is signal candles, right, in the order of operations after sweep. So, like, let's say the daily printed a bearish short signal, okay, and I go short. Like off like, let's say the wick retest, which was what happened on Wednesday. I actually took that trade when it crossed Monday's high, right, by a penny, and it came all the way down. Then it swept Tuesday's low, but then it printed a very high volume 1 hour bottom wick.
Yeah.
Now, to me, that basically overwrites my other trade, because it is something that's very strong in a vacuum for that time frame that could cause a very strong move, which is exactly what it did, right? The 1 hour came with super high volume. I was short. I closed my short, and I went long. That's it. It's super simple with the order of operations. You just have to follow these really the sweeps and the volume signals on the higher time frames.
Definitely. I think, yeah, that's key. I think a good example of that, I would say, another example is you guys will sometimes people like, hey, Forrest, I saw a 1 hour signal here, but it still went against me, or like it barely played out, it didn't play out all the way, and it's like because of a 4 hour signal or like the daily, right? So if there's like a strong daily momentum downwards, kind of like we have today, right? We took a long off of this level, but like this level was after like letting it breathe, and you might forget now, but like in the morning, like we were waiting, right? We were waiting really to see where it was going to find action at, right? So I waited until we got to the sweep of these lows, confluence with this node as my first attempt at a long. I could have been wrong, by the way. It worked out this time, right? This same situation doesn't always work out with this heavy selling, right? I just want to call that out, right? In terms of like thinking of it as poker, like, it was a decent hand, but it could have cut down to the trend line 100%. That was like a very probable outcome for me today. But yeah, those higher time frames like will ruin the odds of your lower time frame hands, if that makes sense. So you just got to really keep that in mind when you're trading.
You got anything on that too, W Dog?
You basically said it all.
Yeah.
Say
You just
something
have to
else.
be patient, really. So for me, at least, we also had the confluence of the VIX. I don't normally look at it, but because it was so egregious this morning,
Yeah.
I think last night I said if it doesn't reject very soon, when that was when it was under 18, when it was more like 16, if it doesn't reject here, then it's probably gonna go to 22.
Yeah. So I think speaking of the VIX, I do like trading the VIX daily closes. I think the VIX daily closes can, like, we started to see some big green bars, right? I think I first mentioned this on Tuesday. I was like, oh, we haven't seen a VIX daily bar that big in a while. So a little bit of a added confluence there that you guys can use on the VIX daily.
I think Francis says that Trump's tariffs were delayed until the 9th on whoever. I don't even know who he's tariffing, dude.
Everyone. I mean, it's always everyone.
He's tariffing us, but for anybody who's not aware, tariffs are taxes. It's a long way to say a tax. And it's the U.S. company is the one who pays it. So it's an interesting strat.
ESPC shifting down, NQ still up. Would you guys consider on past NQPC? Downside of ES?
What's the question?
He's just saying, do you think there's still more downside with ES?
I'm not taking any more risk after we hit POC. So this is more of my intraday trading philosophy. One is 10:30, right? So you got to remember the market's going to cool off as we get towards lunch. Maybe it doesn't, but statistically it probably will, right? We had a massive move early, like early, even before the market was open. We had a massive move, and then we just had a massive bounce. So 2 big waves in the day. I'm not too keen to press my luck. Like the odds of catching every major wave in a session are also pretty low. I just know for me off my data, like unless I'm like really in a scalper mentality and like, I'm gonna bust open book map, like I'm just not gonna do that. I sniped this long. I'm gonna close it, and I'll probably look at the charts again at 3. That's it for me.
Yeah, I think the day's over from anyone who makes a lot of money, to be honest. Traders that make a lot of money, the day's over for us. So
Yeah.
this trade's it. After this, I mean, I don't care. I'm gonna go outside once this thing's over with. It's like 600 points on the day for me.
Nice. Yeah. We would need
Look for the
to.
taco trade.
What'd you say, Dummy Dog?
You can look for the taco trade, which is that Trump backs off the tariffs at the end of the day and it goes screaming, like a gamma call. or
Oh
swing
yeah,
trade.
could look for that. Actually, you're right. Could look for that.
That again would be end of day.
Yeah. I think
I think I'm. Yeah.
if you guys want
First
a
day of the month,
more,
by the way.
I know it's like the 2 days at the close of the month and 2 first days of the month. You should always look for heavy activity. There was a lot of reasons to expect a big move around here. VIX end of the month. But in terms of not trading, if you remember, POC is a black hole, right? We're getting sucked into it. I very rarely, okay, so it's not an always, but very rarely do I take trades out of POC. So if the market moves away from, liquidity again, then I would look. But like, holding a trade for this long into the POC, I'm not really looking to take a trade out of it. Or just in general.
Oh man. You guys can see too, kind of in the mornings, like so. This trade this long, how long has it been so far? We've been holding it
Less
like
than an
30
hour.
minutes. Yeah, less than an hour. It gives a lot of points fast. That's kind of the one thing about the morning RTH trading is that it moves a lot in a faster time frame. Whereas last night the short literally took like, I mean, it took like I don't even know. I was asleep, but
Fair
it took
night.
the entire night to actually start moving. But if you guys just trade the charts, the system we give you guys, like it's pretty easy to make money. I mean, wait for the signal candles, you play the VP. That's it. It's super simple. Once you get back to POC, you really shouldn't be looking for trades unless you're just kind of managing a continuation trade or something like that for more red. But that's about it. If you do want to see more red, like if you're short, you definitely want to see them rejecting around the POC and continuing lower. Nicely done, micro OG.
This is the
Yep, that's
sign up
400, I
form.
think, on one micro. $400 on one micro. Just
Oh,
in the
nice.
charts.
$400, yeah, not bad.
Not bad at all.
Last chance to sign up for the weekly giveaway. I'm gonna do the drawing here in a second.
Wait, can admins enter and then give it away to somebody?
Probably
win?
not.
Oh, damn.
I mean,
Admins rigged the raffle.
Yeah, we increase, like, we have a friend we want to give it to, so, like, 5 of us enter and then increase their odds.
yeah, don't do that.
By the way, so I said I would put together the Osina. Or I still need to do that. I fell asleep as soon as I got home yesterday.
Oh, wait, Osina? Say his name again?
Oracle Osina.
No, it's not Osina, bro. It's Okina. Okina.
No OC. Is it? There's no K in there.
I always thought of it
No.
as Okina. What happened to him, by the way?
Thank
Did
you.
he die?
He died.
Like legit?
He said he'd be back in an hour, and he left just like our fathers.
Ochina.
Damn, that's crazy.
Well, there you go, Ochina.
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 Boy's
That's
gone.
the actual way it's said. No, he's gone, bro. He hasn't typed since October of 2024.
I think he blew through all his capital, all his loans, and then all the second round of loans he got.
And he blew his head off.
I think he was just done. And look, that's kind of like the interesting thing because we run a Discord, we can see the churn rate, but it's like it's high. Most people they're in for like a year and then they hit their rock bottom, but they never continue trading after rock bottom.
They
They
don't
just
use
quit.
rock bottom as a launch pad.
Yeah.
The painful one was the guy who made 1K to 1 million, because you used to go through his posts and he was literally begging for money, like $200 just to survive, um, about a month or two beforehand, and then he takes his 1K, turns it into a million. He says, if I make a million, I'm done. I can retire and I'll be good for life." And he makes a million. He's like, "I could double it from here." I'm like, dude.
That's
Greed,
funny.
man. Well, it's stupidity too, right? He got lucky. He should have realized that. Well, that's the thing. I mean, you know what they say: lottery ticket winners are the first ones to go broke.
And he's like, "I'm gonna take out 150K and that'll be my nest egg and everything that I'll protect." Guess what he does with it? He immediately sends it back in. Boom.
He turned
Yeah.
$1 into a million.
1,000 into 1 because he played MSTR and Tesla calls back to back, full porting, starting with the election. So within a month, he went from 1K to a million.
Yeah, he should have just taken like 800K of that as his nest egg, then bet
Well,
the
then he
200K.
He just kept doubling it all down, just throwing all of it into MSTR calls at the top.
So
Bro.
ridiculous, man.
It was sad.
Bro, every
What
do
Bitcoin
you expect,
cycle,
though?
everyone thinks it's gonna go up infinitely. It's like, when has anything ever just gone up infinitely in the
Right
history of
here,
all things?
November 20th was he was buying more calls, and then just held it through this whole reversal.
Let's look
So
at
sad.
MicroStrategy. I don't feel bad for him at all, dude.
I mean, he got lucky, right? Anyways,
It was
so
super lucky. I'm just saying that was probably the largest run since like GameStop, in terms of account, and then
Yeah.
hit his goal, and then try to keep going.
what he should have done
Is not
just
do
told
that.
people about it, and then those people hopefully would have been smart enough to tell him to get a financial.
Oh,
advisor.
everyone did. Everyone did. Everyone told him to stop. He's like, no, I got it. I got it.
I was like, bro, just give me 100K. I'm not gonna trade it for you, but you're gonna lose it, so you might as well just give it to me.
Somebody said, I read a comment where somebody's like, "So you'll lose $1 million, but you won't donate two to a homeless person."
Which is sad because he was that person, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I say don't rely on luck. If you rely on luck, you'll get unlucky.
Technically, he lost 1,000 from his original investment,
True.
Well,
but
I'm convinced he killed himself.
nah, he didn't, bro. He's here.
If you look at his first post, he's looking for like 3K loans and stuff like that. Then he starts looking for just $300 loans, and then he start doing like DraftKings.
Oh no.
And then right around the election is when he started doing Tesla into Coinbase, into MSTR, back to back.
Oh, you're right. He really did hit the shitter there. That is not good for him. Reddit calls 14K. I barely go on this anymore, to be honest, but it's always fun when I do because nothing changes with people.
Dude,
There's an infinite amount of people just basically running in a hamster wheel that do the same thing, and that person gets replaced by another person that does the same thing.
The thing is that Ochina was the one that lasted the longest, was the most active.
he was. He was
So good.
supreme degen.
Was
We need someone to take his
So
mantle.
much.
somebody
I have
recently
not
did
known
for
Cherry.
us? Somebody sold 600 calls. Or no, sorry, was it puts or calls that he sold on Carvana?
He sold calls. He did a call credit spread on Carvana.
So he
a nice
sold
exit
600
feature.
for us after like going from broke to like 300K net worth from his trading,
Yeah.
just full porting, and then he sold 600 calls on Carvana. He made a post saying he literally wrote this in the post. Where is the W dog?
Oh
Like
my
there is
God.
no way possible Carvana can get to the price higher. And so
That's exactly. Always when you say that, there's no way it could happen that it will.
And then the funny part is, it wasn't like he was screwed yet. He had time to like think about this trade and get out, right? And people in the chat were like, people in the chat were literally telling him, like, they weren't egging him on. They were like, dude, you have time, get out of this now.
Yeah.
Like, we've been smoked. Somebody was like, Carvana is gonna burn you. I've tried chasing that puts dragon and gotten burned. It's a money laundering stock. And everyone's telling him just to like get out, and he just holds it through, and he loses 280K yesterday, and it's gone. It's all gone. It's gone. It's literally
Yeah.
zero.
Some people look at companies through the perspective of their balance sheet, and they forget about like the human element of like finance, and like especially Carvana is like, I'm pretty sure they were like family owned or like originally, and like people have like networks, and they'll like, it's like a small business, like they'll do anything to like prop their stock up and like keep it alive longer than it should be, you know. So there was what was that electric car, there was some electric car company where the founder, they were found like faking that they had a truck. I think there's
Neo, there's Rivian, and then there's
Nikolai.
Yeah, I think it was a Neo, right?
Yeah.
No,
One of those. It's one of those shitty ones.
Nikolai, I think it was called Neo. I don't know.
Whichever one it
By the
was.
way,
I made. It was one of the first big trades I made. Actually, the YouTube video is still up, but I made a crap ton of money on puts, and I'm like, okay, they literally don't have a product. The market knows. Everyone knows that they faked having this truck. Like they rolled a truck down a hill and filmed it. They stayed. I think they're still in business. Like it truly doesn't make sense. Like, but there's a lot of real reasons why companies won't die, and there's a lot of dumb ones. A real one might be like an outside firm could have looked to acquire the IP and the talent. So even though they don't have a real product, they could have real software. They have engineering talent, right? Somebody on the outside could come in like, hey, I want to swoop up all these teams and stuff, you know, instead of hiring, right? Which is a real reason why, you know, people will buy companies. They literally just want to buy your people. So, and you'll never know if those conversations are happening or not. It's crazy. It's a crazy place we live in.
by the way, so look at the thing I sent you.
Where?
I just tagged you.
Okay, so can I send you something back right now? You're gonna love this. You're
Saying
gonna love this. You're absolutely gonna love this. Hold on, I'm sending it right now.
I'm gonna do this drawing real quick.
Forrest, look in the chat.
Let me look. Scale of 1 to 10, how dumb is it?
You're gonna absolutely love it, bro. It's the same thing.
Bro.
Oh man, I love it. I love it, Forrest. I love it. I love it, bro.
Yo. All right, winners of this week's drawing. We've got Kirthana Muthukumar 95, DAHC_currency, Take a Risk CHK, and Sony Waterfort 9336. These are your winners for the week of Friday, August 1st. Yeah. Thanks for participating.
Read those names like a champ.
Thanks, man.
Just stuck it in Texas speech next time.
That would actually, yeah. Texas speech is funny too. Could do that.
Text to speech. Yeah.
TTS.
Dude, remember you were getting so annoyed for us when we had the TTS in our channel, and we were just
Still use it, man.
Oh my
Maybe
God.
no, it
you
doesn't
muted
work
it.
anymore.
Yeah,
It doesn't work anymore.
it's driving me nuts, bro.
Soul said hello.
Oh, it does work.
Nah.
Ooh, okay.
I've been trying to blow you up with it so often, and somehow you just never hear it.
It doesn't work on my desktop, but it works on my Mac. That's weird.
All right, so the market. I'm about to hop off here. Probably just like 11.
Soul said I am not working, boss.
Damn it.
Forrest is trying to say something useful.
I'm sorry.
We traverse this
I'm sorry,
node on ES and it's ranging lower. So we got this 1 hour closing in like 10 minutes. Just gonna see how this closes. It's a higher volume candle, so just look at that. If POC shifts lower, then we might get some end of day or continuation. But for now, I mean, NQ still is very stretched out. Let's see here. Yeah, there's this little node down here as well.
Let's say if we do get back to that 23,100, then I would probably start to think about swinging long again coming.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at this 4 hours zoomed out. Like, you guys know, you guys like. I mean, it's got the look. You know what I mean? It's got the look to hold long right now. But
Yeah, I mean, we swept that.
Dallin said, why do sprinklers go like TS, 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 TS,
Okay, I gotta-
TS,
hold
TS,
on.
and come back like T, 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 T,
where's
T,
that? I
T.
gotta mute. There we go.
Dude,
Jesus, dude.
if you guys don't hear
Alright.
from me next week, it's because I killed myself because of this.
Like Elon, I love you, and Ochina.
Exactly.
Wait, so okay, the 4 hour here. Trying to think. I mean, look, it's Friday. Like, is this session itself gonna do anything crazy? Probably not. This 1 hour though. This 1 hour is about to close a very high volume candle. The thing I don't like about the 1 hour green here is that it has a pretty equal top wick and bottom wick. So this is actually a good candle to talk about, by the way. These type of closes, I don't particularly just market and play them. And the reason being is there's a few. This is like a little lesson here. There's a few reasons why. One, the point of control is very close. So like visually from that 1 hour top wick, it's very, very close. So you're kind of already kind of thinking about lower expected value relative to the candle's positioning, if that makes sense, like where the candle's closing and where it's positioned. And two, it's got a very equal top wick and bottom wick. And it is a high volume candle, but we know we're in a downtrend. And so this is the type of candle that I don't personally like. What I like is when the 1 hour candle closes like below that prior 1 hour red. So like the close would be, I don't know, 22,800, and it's a doji there.
Yeah.
That's something that I'm much more keen on market buying because of its positioning of its close and where the body played out, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So hopefully people see what I'm talking. It's kind of hard to like talk about it though, guys, because I feel like it's something you just know with experience. And it's very hard to like verbalize what you're trying to talk about there. Probably confusing to people, but
Greetings from Holland.
you
What's
agree with
up?
me, Force and W Dog, on that point?
100%. So for people on YouTube or whatever, so what Soul's describing is the placement of this candle, right? So these candles are, each of them is an auction, right? And basically, the idea is how close is this auction or signal to the black hole? Basically, we're pretty close. Like you see the top of the candle is actually like, I mean, it's very close to the black hole. So we want the signal kind of to be, the body of the candle to be down here more at the edge. But 100% agree on that. So we can see some weirdness here. And then again, there is the low value below us and the trend line below us. So I did take some profits off my 5 NQ long.
Very nice. I flattened as well.
Just want to see how this plays out. And I'm gonna probably put my stop.
I flattened because I got 200 points, and it's right when I said I'm up 600. I knew I needed to get out. That's about, you know. But
I'm
also the other thing is we like the daily, right? The daily's like very filled out. So I mean, we kind of already talked about this. We have the black hole at 23,100, but the day's pretty much over, guys. Like I hate to say it. I mean, you could sit here and scalp whatever. I'm sure you can get 50 or even 100 points, but the auction itself, like the auction process, this is something I'm coining a new term. I'll call it the proper auction process, right? And the reason I call it the proper auction process is because there's like a flow of movement in the market that's respected by all participants, not just scalpers. And that's like the actual pivots, right? Where like the market's like keeps going, and it keeps going down, and then it bounces, and then it like goes up, it goes to the POC, and then goes flat, right? Like you can find scalps anywhere, by the way, in between. I'm not talking about scalps. I'm talking about like what the market truly wants to do for the day, and I think it's pretty much played out. It doesn't want to do anything else today.
Yeah.
Like it's done. It'll fizzle out here and drop around. That's the proper auction process that I was talking about. Like I think I even wrote it. Um, and again, like not to sound like I'm trying to talk trash or anything. It's not anything like that about scalpers, guys. If you scalp and you do well for scalping, keep doing it. Um, keep doing your thing. But somebody asked me about the long, and I was like, yeah, it's gonna keep going. So I forget where I wrote it. I wrote it somewhere. I wrote it somewhere in my long paragraphs that I write.
Wow.
Oh yeah, the other thing, right? So futures and indices, like, or sorry, and equities. So you'll actually see some like I think Lance was a really big player who was what sounds like predominantly just a scalper, but he played equities. So I think like futures actually make the least amount of sense out of any asset class to scalp. And this is somebody who started as a scalper trading futures. And the reason I say that is because uh, futures are open almost they're open 23 hours a day, right? Equities are not. So they're always trading, almost always trading Monday through Friday and Sunday, right? Starting at 6. They're always in sort of this like ebb and flow, and they're always scouting either new highs or new lows, regardless of whether equities are open. And you can see this, right? For example, last night, the market kept going down even before equities opened, which is like when do equities open? Like 4:30 a.m. Eastern, and it already dropped like 250 by then. Not a huge drop, all things considered, but like futures will be moving in their own little bubble, and they're scouting their own little thing. So equities may have like way more scalping opportunities that make sense. You're not really playing like a big picture because like the entire industry could keep going up overall, and maybe Tesla has like a short burst of going up and then it goes back to flat, right? Right now, for example, is a good point where Tesla is still hasn't moved from its 5-year long mean, whereas NQ and ES are up, whatever percent we're up. So I think it makes more sense to scalp equities in general. Futures though, like you're playing that like long term game of market drifts up, and then when the indices downtrend, they downtrend very hard and they keep going. Just look at the Trump tariff cycle. It just goes for 60 days straight down.
Yep.
So you're just not gonna make more money, guys. I hate to say it. You're never gonna make more money or outperform even from a point standpoint than somebody who's in a trade trading sweeps on the trend and just is patient. That's it. That person simply has more patience than you. They have more grit and patience to wait.
Yeah.
They will 100% always beat you though.
Even just from a point perspective, dude, like I started watching more videos to kind of just see, because I got curious. I was like, maybe I'm missing something, right? I'll, want to see what other people are doing. And like, I see people take a bunch of trades and are getting like 30 points, 40 points. And I'm just like, like get like 400 points in a trade, or at least 100 in a trade. So yeah, the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah. We've been talking about a lot of our trades, like I think more open. I mean, I've definitely been saying more openly, like, oh yeah, I just made 400 points, and I'm kind of trying to say it casually in our chat because what my intention there is and goal is, I hope when you see us just talking about these trades very nonchalantly, and then you look at your own performance and you've taken like 5 trades today, and you may have made 50, you lost 25, you made 50, whatever, you realize that that effort isn't worth it. It's never going to be worth it, rather than just trading our strategy and being more patient, to be honest,
Yeah.
and having like a belief. I guess that's what you really need, is a belief. But faith, I think they call it, right?
I think
Believe.
there's a lot of psychological things. I think it's because there's all these other candles, and the fact that you could make money in this like 5-minute chart, right? There's this idea that's like, nah, like I'm gonna make some money right now. And it's just like, okay, like I might not make money right now, I might not make money tomorrow, but at the end of the week, I will make more money than you, and that's the caveat. So
You get it, Forrest. He gets it. It's the long-term thought process. That's really where you're gonna win at with this.
In past 2 weeks, I was just basically holding long
same,
Yeah.
bro.
until 800, and then I should have flipped. But
Nah, dude, I literally was saying maybe 2 weeks ago. I remember on stream I was saying, guys, I'm gonna hold long, and I'm so willing to hold long that I'm willing to lose. Like, I think I'll have to look at the stream. I said I'm willing to lose even 1,000 points. It's like in drawdown, because I'm gonna hold long until the market like proves that the uptrend is done. Because like
Yeah.
in the grand scheme of things, it's nothing. Like it's literally nothing. So I don't think. I mean, coulda, shoulda, woulda. Like obviously, like I should have went 10 NQ short yesterday, and didn't do that. But made some money today. But I do think that over the long term, like just sitting in those trades for longer periods is just way more profitable. But we keep beating that horse. I gotta go. I don't know if you guys are staying on, but
yeah,
get
there's
on
nothing
outta
else
here.
to say.
Yeah, there really isn't. We're talking about philosophy, but philosophy is good. I mean, I think we should talk more about philosophy and trading. I think that's what makes the money,
Definitely.
at least for me.
Oh, it does, bro.
No, Battlefield. Battlefield doesn't come out
Week,
until
next week's the betas and stuff.
Oh,
yeah. I'm actually down. Anyone in the Discord who wants to play Battlefield Open Beta with me,
You
we'll
need to make
add
a
each other.
64-man team.
dude,
We'll actually make a channel for gaming here. Well,
I'm
that's what
in
we'll
there,
do.
dude.
You do
I
have
am
one.
in there, dude. I'm in there.
Oh, by the way, for Battlefield, you can now make custom maps for us. They re-added the portal mode, so you can literally
No.
make your own worlds. The full toolkit is there. The dev kit on launch.
That's sick.
Yeah,
It's gonna be the best.
it
It
looks
better
like
be good.
Unity. I don't know if you've ever used Unity, but
Yeah. I
In high
used
school.
I used to do I do all types of stuff. Like when I get really bored. I think last summer I was like got really into game dev, but what was I gonna say? It looks like Battlefield 3 and Bad Company 2 kind of put together.
Yeah, like the best of both.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Scared though.
So I'm optimistic.
all right, boys.
All right.
Good talk
Alright.
today. Had fun, and hope you all have a good day.
Sir. Later, gentlemen.
Bye-bye.
Take it easy. Peace.
Oh, I gotta close out of so many things. YouTube squad, thank you for tuning in to another day. Have an amazing weekend. I appreciate y'all, and I will see you on Monday's stream.